If I had to say, what is first to 40,000, I would not pick the Dow.
So is the Bitcoin rally for real this time? Joining us to discuss is Catherine Coley. She's CEO of the Binance U.S., the U.S. arm of one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges. Catherine, what do you think is behind this latest move higher?
Hi there. I think we've seen a lot coming through with the markets. Right now, we're seeing an excitement going into that Bitcoin halving, as well as an increase in the available derivatives products out there. You see the open interest on the CME at its highest, and you also see access to digital assets at the easiest level ever.
So, and access to digital assets, is that sort of the way that people are accessing this? I wonder if it's also, we spoke with the firm that had their kind of quasi-ETF approved by the SEC in just the last couple of weeks. So does it feel as though the regulators are starting to get behind this as well?
Absolutely. You saw Grayscale, as you mentioned, get that clearance through from regulators. You also saw Hester Pierce put forward her proposal for an increased regulation around allowing for new activities to take place with kind of a 3-year benchmark.
You see
so
go finish your thought. I'm sorry.
Seeing these changes is really an important thing to see the evolution take place and see America lead that charge.
You do see more and more, let me just use the cliched word, mainstream money managers saying that you ought to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio or some hard asset that is not directly correlated to the markets in there. I'm looking at 4 of the leading crypto platforms, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple. And the distribution of returns is extremely wide. Why is that?
Well, you see the use case for each of those assets to be different and aligned to areas of the industry that we really have to focus on. We can't necessarily paint with a broad stroke why Bitcoin would be rallying and why XRP would be rallying in the same case. So you're going to see a divergence between certain coins, but also an overall all tides rise effort when we see an activity towards Bitcoin and the rest of the digital asset market.
Give me an example. You said that one of the reasons why there is a dispersion of returns is that they have different use cases. Compare one against the other in light of those different returns.
Sure. You've got a store of value component with Bitcoin where people are seeing this as almost a flight to safety or a flight to sovereignty for their sake. So when geopolitical situations become concerning, you're going to want to be able to hold your own assets and access those at any time 24/7. That's going to be a different case and scenario for something like XRP, which is really going to be useful for cross-border transactions, instantaneous settlements, and moving funds across borders.
XRP is Ripple, right?
Yes, XRP is actually the digital asset. Ripple is a company.
Oh, okay, great.
So, Catherine, what do you think the next couple of catalysts might be for people who have said, look, I've gotten in on Bitcoin before only to get burned?
Right. So financial inclusion is a huge asset for digital assets to bring forward. The idea of equalizing the access that you can get through platforms like Binance U.S. and others, allowing people to trade and access these markets 24/7 from their phones really makes that easy education convert into an actual trading situation. So we're seeing that education steps take place, and that's something that I think we'll see continuing this year.